I don't know what today is.
Today is...
Is it Thursday?
It is Thursday.
But there's a date attached to this Thursday.
There is. It is April 13th.
But not April Fools.
And also make sure you get your taxes done, because that's coming up pretty soon. I think you have till Tuesday. Because of the holiday.
Yeah, because of the holiday. You have till Tuesday to get your taxes done.
15th is Saturday, but then Easter observed is Monday. So, yeah, extension. But
it's actually Thursday vlog day.
Yes, it is.
And Tuesday,
my taxes are done, so.
Yeah, and anyways, it's Thursday vlog day. Whoops. And so we're still here.
So far.
Soon we'll be there. And there being the new building, and that's all exciting, and it's a lot of fun, that's a lot of work. You know, you think, oh, I'll take pride in everything and do it myself. And you go, I know why people hire contractors.
Yeah, there's a reason that's a thriving business.
Yeah. We also were smart and hired a guy we put the drywall up in places that needed new drywall, and we let someone else do the sanding part of it, because it turns out we're not good at it. You think, I watched a YouTube video and I could figure a lot of things out. That apparently needs more than a YouTube video to do properly.
You're gonna paint over it anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna paint over it anyways. So that's that part's the only part so far that we've used an outside contractor. Everything else we've been doing ourselves. Well, we're having one of my clients do all the carpet and things like that. So that's really good because we don't lay carpet. I already know that I'm gonna screw that up. So that's just being put in. It's our new building is a couple thousand square feet. That's a lot of carpet.
Yeah, that's 2 days for professionals to do. So
professional teams is going to take them 2 days to put it all in with the laminate and the flooring and everything.
We wouldn't be doing it until like 2021 or something.
Yeah. No, there's no good YouTube video on how to do that. Not one that I can follow.
No. And I don't think we want to be making that video.
So we want to start out with some trivia.
Yeah.
Because Marvin learned things.
I'm always learning stuff.
He's always learning stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. What we learned was, we talked about one of the clients we're redoing a website for have been in business since 1927.
Yeah.
And then I said, but that's still not our oldest client in terms of how long they've been in business. We actually have a couple more, and we'll do them here. The oldest is the Grosse Ile Bridge. What year was that?
That was 1913.
1913.
That was so 104 years ago. The Grosse Ile Bridge, I guess, came into being.
And yes, we have a bridge as a client.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
a video of the bridge opening and closing, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. The bridge is interesting. What they need in IT, in case you're wondering, because I'm sure that question will pop up, is it's a toll bridge. And the toll bridge requires a credit card to automatically do this. And if you look through my videos, there is a wireless bridge over a bridge project. We call it the Bridge Project. It was because the island has internet, oddly, and the bridge does not, because it's on an industrial side. So we beam internet from the island to the bridge control room on the other side, where they do the tolls. So it's kind of novel, and that's how that works.
Cool. It is pretty cool.
It's kind of neat.
Second place is the Grosse Ile Golf and Country Club.
Yes, the golf people.
Yeah. They started in 1919.
Yes, and it's really interesting because they are one of the second golf course to get irrigated greens? Or third?
I think
they have a whole history page. It's really cool.
It is really good. I thought they were at the time, I thought they were the only golf course to have water fairways and
yeah, they're one of the first
hazards
in the United States. They're among the first in Michigan. Probably the only on an island, because this is also Grosse Ile Island and things like that. So it's kind of novel that they've been around for that long. They're a neat client. So it's a golf and country club.
I found it interesting that the initial investment, just the here get started money, was $350,000 in 1919, which today equates to like $5.2 million.
That's the getting started money to build the golf course.
It was so important for the person who gave that money to have a golf course that he said, here's $5 million, make it happen.
And it's a nice golf course. I don't really golf, but we go there and work on computers, and I enjoy it there because it's really nice. I just kind of want to walk around there. I guess I could grab a stick and swat a ball sometime, but I'm really bad at that.
You'll only embarrass yourself.
Yes, no amount of YouTube videos have ever improved my golf game, and I'm just not big on the sport. It's cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't really play any sports.
It's it's mainly you go there for the beer cart. I think.
Yeah, beer cart. I will follow a beer cart around.
Yeah. Exactly.
The other client, in terms of age, would be LA Martin Company, a machining manufacturing company, and we're doing some websites for them. They've been a long time IT client. They're awesome. They're in the physical building machining tool stuff, which is really neat. So in other news, for us,
do tell.
Oh man, it's all these little decisions about all the stuff. It keeps coming back in the back of my mind how we're putting a retail store together and everything else. But I'm not going to dwell on that because I'm actually probably going to make a video on just the building of the stores. I've done some video, lots of photos and stuff kind of as the progress moved on. The store is in more disarray because we're partially disassembling the shelving units we have here, and they're becoming the storage shelves for the new place because we're moving things over. So there's less places to stack things, so they've been stacked upon the floor, and it's really driving me crazy. Nothing I can do about it, but it's in a week it'll be over.
Only like another week, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I can. my anxiety will be over another week. I'll be happy.
It has been interesting watching Tom's change in attitude. He's been like just all around the place.
We're working about 15 hours a day, 16 hours nonstop. You go here, we do all the client stuff, then we run over there, and we take care of client stuff, then we run back over there. I was there loading a truck at 7 in the morning, going to the dump to get rid of anything old out there. We've been to the dump quite a few times, just loading up my pickup truck. So I do that at 7, then I change, and I go take care of clients, and then I came back there, put some more flooring stuff in, and then we leave, and then we do all this stuff, and it's just, changing light fixtures and everything else. But anyways, in the world of the tech news, so it's been really fascinating seeing all the security stuff, and I've kind of had an idea, and I brought this up on my podcast, and I've got some feedback on this, but I haven't really found a spot yet, and maybe someone knows of one. If not, my plan is to, after the move and everything, build one, is how they got hacked. And what I'm looking for is submissions from in an anonymous way for small business hacks. Because what people are underestimating is that these hackers will take the time to really infiltrate small businesses. Now, and I've seen on Reddit, there was a guy that did a great debriefing post about how he dealt with the hackers, and the fact that it cost him, I think it was $15,000 to give them their data back, but the time that these hackers spent in there and the way they got in, the hackers actually nice enough to say how he got in, how he infiltrated our system.
He was nice enough to say.
I guess after they gave $15,000, he was nice enough to say, hey, this is how we did it.
That's like getting a thank you note from the guy who mugged you.
Here's some mugging tips, how not to get mugged again.
Yeah, remember, don't walk down dark alleys.
So I'm looking for, I thought it'd be kind of good to put together more stories about that, because we see it, when we see things happen, and small businesses are always more shocked about it, but it's not big enough to make the news. It's not like if some small, 10-person office, 5-person office has some threat that came through, but it's a lot of value in understanding what went wrong and kind of doing a debrief on it and some analysis from the tech guys, like, and it turned out someone misconfigured a firewall rule at this other company, and because the firewall they used was complicated, as stated by the system administrator, the guy that operates the firewall is a little bit of a complicated firewall. He kept calling it a proprietary, but never revealed exactly what kind of firewall it is. But these type of things, if it's not clearly understood by the person using it, can lead to a security breach because they didn't audit it. So in retrospect, they now do a different type of audit of their firewall, so that's kind of their preventive measure. One of the funniest and craziest preventive measures for people getting this crypto locker and things like that I heard was mentioned by someone who says, my company has just decided to have a bunch of Bitcoins at the ready. That's kind of like saying, look, we know a bunch of people are just going to die, so we pre-bought the coffins just to hedge our bets. We got a deal on coffins.
That's pretty much what pre-funeral planning is, right?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
So I'm like, you guys are like, we don't know what we're going to do for defense, so we just bought a bunch of Bitcoins. That way we can just pay the ransom every time we click on it. That's... okay.
That goes a lot with a friend of mine once said that he thought you should be able to prepay speeding tickets. Like, you should have a card. Like, I know I'm going to speed, right? So when the cop pulls you over, you just, here's my card, and you have an amount loaded on it, and they just swipe it and see you later.
Yeah, something like that. So, on other fun tech news, I'm gonna dig a little bit more into it, but I've been fascinated by it. We talked about it on my the SMLR podcast, and it's called the BrickerBot. And this is just some IT guy that was really fed up with things, and it makes me happy in a weird way. So what the BrickerBot does is we have all these IoT devices. Please note you will find no IoT devices either in Tom's home or in Tom's offices or connected to
Internet
any,
of Things is
yeah,
IoT.
Internet of Things. Anything that I value, I don't connect those things to, especially because so many of them are so poorly made. And on my SMR podcast, because a lot of them are Linux based, we've talked a lot about a lot of them and the poor security practices that are often done with them. So because of the poor security, default passwords and things like that that are left in so many of these little, light bulbs and toasters and refrigerators connect to the internet, they frequently find themselves hacked. Well, there's a large botnet that goes around, and because it's under control of a group of hackers, they use the IoT devices to attack other networks. So someone said, let's go a different route. So instead of these joining the forces of a botnet to attack, they decided to brick them. Now, let's go a little bit of an explanation here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So right now, if you're having infected, and a lot of them are these Chinese, one of the popular ones, these Chinese DVRs, like the video recorders for camera systems, and they get infected with this malware. Well, what's interesting about it is they continue to be a DVR, which means the user will never do anything about it. And that's actually the attitude we kind of have a client. Well, they call us, they're another IT that calls us, and we told them that their DVR has a vulnerability, and they said, yeah, we have to reboot it once in a while because it just kind of goes offline. Well, yeah, it's probably being attacked because it has a backdoor in it, you should get rid of it. But they won't get rid of it because it works.
It works, yeah.
And they want to spend the money. So BrickerBot comes along, and it's clearly written by some IT guy. I'm not saying I wrote it or anything, because I did not. But someone who's near and dear to my heart, because what he did was he used the same attacks that allows these devices to be taken over and bricks them. And it actually has a term. It's called a PDoS attack, permanent denial of service. Because what it does is it logs into the bad device and then breaks the device permanently by using the exploit that the other people were used to turn it into an attack robot, so to speak, and just bricks it. As in, you can't reboot it, nothing works. Now that forces whoever owns said device to replace it because they don't have a lot of choice. And if they bought a XYZ NVR from some Chinese random company, they probably won't buy another XYZ thing by them, so they'll buy a higher quality one. Therefore, this guy is technically, or guy, girl, whoever it is making the internet safer by bricking IoT devices.
He's not the hero we want, but he's the hero we deserve.
Yes.
If that's trademarked, I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm fascinated by this. I want to dig into a little bit of the code, but it's running around bricking IoT devices all over the internet, and it's just awesome. I'm kind of help a smile over that.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy's like, fine, you won't do anything? I will.
I'm going to just brick all these stupid things. And that's part of the problem. These botnet attacks have scaled exponentially because of all the IoT devices that have like admin and password as a default password. They have the most odd, default. 3 blogs ago, we talked about a college that was attacked by its own internal, all the vending machines turned it, because they all are IoT and connected, they all had default passwords, and the vending machines turned into attack machines on its own network. The vending machines turned against themselves. And the way they solved the problem was by watching the passwords that was used by the botnet, which were passed across the network, and then rewriting the firmware in them to take back control of their own network that got shut down by vending machines. And so in this case, the BrickerBot would have just broke all the vending machines, and there wouldn't have been a problem, except for the people trying to use the vending machines.
Yeah, I couldn't get my Snickers bar. That would be terrible.
There'd be some hangry people, but
there sure would.
Yeah, that's much less threatening than a bot attack. So yeah, that's been fascinating. Samsung's got that new phone, and
yes, this is awesome. I love this.
And I looked at it, I'm like, hey Marv, does this look like a bikini?
And it sure does.
And it does. So yeah,
top and bottom.
Top and bottom.
Yeah.
Like, let's just come up with a phone case that's ugly.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I assume, and we'll make sure we do it this time. I assume a picture will appear somewhere.
Yeah,
here.
there's a picture.
It reminds me of, remember like the 80s and 90s, people would put those car bras on?
It's like a car bra for
a car bra for a phone. They like these leather, vinyl, and they put them on your hood or in your grill or whatever. Yeah, so it's like that. So they're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back. You got a bra for your car? You got a bra for your phone? It's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's summertime, so was it the Samsung S8?
Yeah, the new one. Sorry,
the
Samsung S8.
So hopefully it
Get a bikini.
It toned up, you know, and it got its beach bod ready.
It's ready for summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are knocking out some more videos. I did a second video on LastPass, and I know I made a mistake. I said Java when I meant JavaScript a couple times. I did title it. I know. So, and if you're ever as wrong as when you're wrong on the internet. I know there's a difference between the two. Yeah. I mentioned JavaScript in the beginning, and then later I said, yeah, in the Java language. But it's about the second LastPass hack. And why I still use LastPass, even though and hack is really not. I use that as a term in there because that's what people are looking for. The reality is, it's a security flaw they found in LastPass that was patched, and that's what each of these are. A hack, such as the one found in Microsoft's Word document, is a 0-day, and there is no patch. That is a legit exploit that is in the wild, and it was found by a company called FireEye, and it was patched on Tuesday, so 2 days ago. With the Patch Tuesday release, and it was out in the wild being exploited. That's truly a hack. That is a actively exploited. The other one was, found by Tavis Ormandy, the security researcher, who found a potential flaw but was not being exploited in the wild, and then was able to patch it. He submitted it properly to LastPass. Also, Creators Update.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Windows 10 released the Creators Update.
Oh.
Yes, and one of the features, I might do a full feature review because a few people have asked about this, and I don't really use Windows 10, but I'm aware of Windows 10 because that's what we fix. And everyone's upset about the privacy. They've gained a little bit of privacy, but the telemetry on it is still pretty crazy, including things like you now have more options to turn it off, and this is actually a response to Microsoft getting pressure from the European Union to say, look, you got to make these privacy settings more clear, and they're clear as muddy water. Microsoft is just not as forthcoming, and the reality is the tyranny of the default is that you will constantly be sending data to Microsoft about a lot of different things inside there. The other problems are, and we have a lot of clients that just get agitated by this, their Windows 10 decides it's going to reboot whenever it wants to load updates. Well, finally, if you let it load the Creators Update, which you can only delay for so long anyways, then you can change the update times and change your awareness times. They have some other cool features, actually kind of nice features. None of them are enough to make me want to even consider using Windows as an operating system, because it just, it's just not, it's not ready.
Preaching to the choir, I'm sure.
Oh, and Microsoft, yeah, their Azure system going down has been fun for our clients. It's just, we reboot a lot of systems to fix things. We haven't figured out. Thanks, Office 365. Yeah, there's just so many little issues with it. It's like reloading is the only answer with some of these. I've thought about covering more. It's kind of like we do so much IT support for companies, and so we see the same problems, and we sometimes they don't have an answer. We got a computer now that won't connect to the server, won't give an error other than cannot connect to the Exchange server. All you have to do is reboot it, and it works perfectly fine. We can find no problems with it. The only answer is reload it, because we've seen it happen before. You reload it, and it doesn't have this problem. But it only does it maybe once every week or two, so it's not such a huge problem. But the client is insistent I should never have to reboot my computer, and I'm like, okay. You do, though. If you don't reboot it, and that's what they just like to put it in sleep mode each time, and they think I should not have to reboot. And I'm like, I can agree with you till I'm blue in the face, but I know if you reboot it, it immediately fixes the problem, and it comes back maybe in another 2 weeks or so. Yeah. I don't know. Those are the hardest ones to fix, because I know reloading the computer will fix it. Because we had it with another client in another building. We did the same thing, and they just said, go ahead and reload. We did, and it's never come back. So we don't know what causes that problem. We just know that problem exists, and yeah, nothing we can do about it.
Just reboot your computer.
Just reboot your computer every now and then if you're running Windows. And don't worry, it will reboot for you when it pushes updates.
Sure will.
Yeah. Everyone's asking me why they're calling it the Creators Update, and I say, well, it's going to create us some money.
Yeah, yes. Job security.
Job security, because it will. Windows 10 is not smart enough. I don't know why. If you're on battery, it will still update. And I don't understand that. Yeah. Like modern operating systems, but actually that was a trick for Windows 7. If you knew there was updates pending, but you want to restart to get something done, if you pulled the power cord out of the battery, the default in Windows 7, you could just restart and it wouldn't load the updates. And you plug the battery back in and you're like, hey, there you go. And then you can load the updates later. Sometimes you're installing software, you got to reboot a couple times or load in some drivers. In Windows 10, it doesn't care. It goes, I'm going to load an update. I don't care if you only have 10% battery left. Let's just load this update. Oh, we're going to brick your computer now in the middle of it because your battery ran out.
Yeah,
so
that's always
nice. Maybe I'll do some more ranting about Windows 10 and the problems we see with it, because we see them every single day. That's a primary income source for us, is Windows not working properly.
So don't rant about it too much.
Yeah. Well,
let people continue to use it.
Yeah, that's what I love.
And come to us to fix it.
Yes, that's my love-hate relationship with Microsoft is it breaks a lot, but that's how I make my living. I want to make my living with more innovative things, and we do a lot of things like deploying new systems, designing things, and installing infrastructure. But the reality is Windows bricking in the middle of things and losing everybody's work because nobody backs anything up, that's an income source for us. I tell people you should back up. We've had the same people in here. We've had another guy in here who... the local guy does accounting and just won't back anything up. He lost everything again. I don't know. I told him to back up last year, and now this year he's got a problem again. And he's like, "Yeah, I lost the files. Did you ever get that backup?" No, I didn't want to pay the $99 a year because I told him to sign up for something cheap like iDrive, and it's like $79 or $89 a year. And he says that's too much. I said, "Okay." So with that, back up your stuff. I'm telling you to do it now, but don't worry. If you come here, I'll still charge you to rescue it, and hopefully we can. Speaking of which, I got to go to the data recovery place today. So.
Oh, there we go. All right,
so we're out of here. Have fun. Thank you for watching, and see you next Thursday.
See ya.